survives. And look at the Scourge gets irradiated. That's cute. Anyway, Jaedong is going to be able to push back both sides, but in the meantime loses the 9 o'clock base. So very, very bad. It looks like Light is planning on taking the 3 o'clock base at the same time. He probably should start looking for another base here pretty soon. Never mind, he's taking the top left and the 3 o'clock base. Wow, so Light actually really pulling ahead here. Jaedong is doing some brilliant defense, just really, really utilizing these defilers, and Light just hasn't really had the vessel count to deal with so many defilers, but it hasn't really mattered that much. He's kind of been so many places at once that he hasn't had enough defilers to go around, and Light's been doing a very good job mostly of backing off from these forces when they're under a swarm. Not this time, apparently. Oh, but he gets defiler gets back under the swarm. Defiler said, "Ha ha! Run! Attack! I will lead the charge." Oh crap! Get back underneath protection. Anyway, Light now switching over to some more high-tech units to deal with the hive tech that Jaedong is putting out here. It's very, very common lately for, instead of going for mass vessels, we're seeing a lot of Terrans, well, pretty much all Terrans are switching over these days to, oh, that mine hurt. Ouch. Ah, that was painful to watch. Switching over to mech units in the late game. Oh man, jeez, those mines are tearing Jaedong apart. Look at that, 2 mines going off in the perfect position to kill off one lurker and severely damage the other 4. That was a horrible mine drag there. I thought for sure those Zerglings were going to take the hit, but oh man, and here's more mines. Oh my gosh, Jaedong is feeling the hurt from these mines right now. Anyway, so yeah, this is why Terran players switch over to mech in the late game to face hive tech, is because of this. Oh, wow, that was very, very close. Almost took out that Scourge beforehand. But he does manage to get 1 dropship's worth of units in here. A few firebats are in the mix, just in case there's a swarm. He says, I'm not going to be deterred by swarm. There's a couple lurkers there, though, which may be a match for these units. Regardless, they managed to take out that Marine. But the firebats, they're just too few with all those Zerglings there to engage those lurkers successfully. Anyways, but he's got the top left base up and running now. He's got the 3 o'clock base up and running now. And look at this. Oh, plagues going down. All kinds of defiler spells being cast all over the map here. But these mines have just really, really secured Light's position. I mean, Jaedong would have probably would have been able to make a decent attempt at owning that top left corner, but those mines tore up his entire army on the way there. Jaedong's still just defending, barely defending with swarms, plagues, some Zerglings here, but Light going through the swarm, around it, and now running directly through the swarm, trying to engage here, but Zerglings coming in, oh man, are just going to own those Marines. I love crack upgraded Zerglings. Actually, are those crack upgraded? They might not be. They don't look like they're attacking that fast, but it's hard to tell with the units moving around that they're attacking. Anyway, I'm trying to watch there. Anyway, once those guys get adrenaline upgrades, which should be pretty soon, then it's gonna be really, really bad for those Marines. They're gonna be needing to really, really. The thing is that they can still do very well if they're in clumps, but it's hard to clump up your Marines because then they can get plagued at this point if there's plagues around. So Jaedong still can, even though he's behind right now. You know, Jaedong of all players has the ability to fight back into it with just some sheer spell casting, basically. Oh, does he get the? No, he doesn't consume them. Is he gonna get a swarm down? Oh, somehow those lurkers kill off the last of the Marines barely. Jaedong fighting tooth and nail here to try and get back into this game. Well, I don't know if I could say back into this game. He's at 4 bases now, so he's in an okay position. He could be in a better spot right now, especially with Light having 4 bases. But he's not completely dead, as if he didn't have that natural expansion on the bottom right. Then he'd be screwed if he only had the 3 bases. But with 4, he's still sort of in it, and you can see, you know, he just has to just barely hang on. But he needs to try and take another base. It looks like he's trying to take the 9 o'clock position again, which is, you know, a good move that he needs to take. He needs to take that other base, but it's going to be hard for him to defend it. He's already defending basically 2 points. The left and the right, and sometimes it drops as well. But he's going to have to worry about 3 pretty soon. if he's going to get that other base up on the side. And Light can really, you know, he can send out dropships and such. That's another thing Jaedong I think could use more of is Scourge in key places to try and stop these dropships, because the dropships were doing a lot of damage to him and there wasn't really much he was doing about it. And how did that? Anyway, never mind. I thought there was like 2 mines there, and then the Zergling blew up, and there was 2 mines left, so there must have been 3 mines. Anyway, look at this. Jaedong fighting in the middle of the map now, and that's the other thing is that there is also the danger of Jaedong pulling out some kind of crazy drop of his own, and it's hard without a decent amount of fire bats around to defend, or at least or tanks, I guess, to defend a good solid swarm drop. It's really, really tough to do that. And ooh, that's a nice little door, setting up some depots in the front to take some hits, force it into a smaller choke for units trying to get through there. Oh no! Whoa! Those vessels have got to watch out. Nice survival of Scourge running around in the air. Firebats running in, owning some Zerglings. Are not going to run in. There's some Sun colonies are going to take care of those firebats pretty easily, but in the meantime, Marines coming in just behind them, and they are destroying lots of stuff. The Nidus Canal goes down. Reinforcements are not to be had. There are some Ultralisks coming out at just the perfect moment, though. They aren't really as upgraded as they could be, though, but they've got some Lurkers coming in from behind. All the Lurkers coming from behind might be able to, just kill a couple Marines, and Light escapes with about half of his force, which is a lot for a force like that. Doing a lot of damage, taking out tons of Zerglings, taking out the Nidus, taking out some Sunkens, and man, those were some clutch Ultralisks there, coming in at just the perfect moment. Oh no! Oh my goodness! Oh dear! Oh man, that is a physics lab. And look at this, he's not even going to try and leave a route there. He's just going to wall it off with depots, but it doesn't matter. He drops on top, swarms going down. If he can get at that tank, if he can kill that tank, apparently there's a gap in that wall for Zerglings to get through. If he can kill that tank off, he can destroy this whole base. The tank is the only thing doing damage underneath the swarm right now, to the Zerglings and such, and those Lurkers are just owning everything. D-Matrix dropship coming in here is going to drop some Marines to their deaths. Nicely done there. And oh, 4 Scourge are enough. Yes! Kills off the dropship as well. This is such an insane game. This is exactly what you would expect from 2 high-level players in a semi-final game. This is so intense. And come on, Light, just comsat and kill the Lurker. Come on, kill it, kill it, kill it. It's almost dead. It looks like the Lurker survives though and prevails. Finally, the vessels come over here and clear this up. Irradiating those Lurkers underneath. He's going to be able to land that command center again and begin mining from that one more time. Here come the SCVs all the way from the right side of the map. Unless those were just extra actually from his main. But here's the high-tech units. The high-tech units. The tanks in position, in a perfect position to hold off those. Oh my gosh! Look at that plague! Oh, that's disgusting! Oh my goodness! Oh, that is a huge plague, and that is why you can't clump your units. I mean, they're so much better. Their DPS is so awesome in clumps like that, damage per second. But those are so vulnerable to plague when that happens. Oh god. He just needs to run in like a few Zerglings and he could kill off most of those Marines. Or Ultralisks. That works too. No, go kill them! Kill! The swarm goes down. All those Marines are dead. They're gonna get splashed to death by their own tanks. And the Zerglings are going to come in and sweep up the tanks. Nicely done. That is a solid chunk of tanks are going to go down right there to not very many units. Very cost-effective attack there by Jaedong. But now Light is going to start mining again at the 3 o'clock position. He's mining at the top left as well. Jaedong has gotten the 6 o'clock position though. So if he can hold that, well, he's going to be okay. But it looks like he's lost all mining capability to the left side base. I don't think he's going to be able to even hold that base. I think the hatchery is going to go down. In fact, Jaedong's not doing anything to defend it, so he's probably just sacked it, basically. Unless those Scourge are intended for those battle cruisers, which is a distinct possibility. The hatchery goes down, though. Yeah, there goes the battle cruisers. 3, 2, 1, no more battle. Oh, the battle cruiser survives. I guess got owned. Oh no, a drop coming in here gets irradiated. He's gonna have to drop the units out, unless those are just random overlords. Nope, there's some stuff in it. Those overlords wouldn't be there if they didn't have a job. now Light is in hugely good position. He still could use to retake that 3 o'clock position, but he has such an overwhelming force running around the middle. Well, not overwhelming force, but he's got a nice force running around the middle of the map, and he's kept Jaedong to like 4 bases basically the whole time. 5 bases now, but 1's mined out. And he really needs some more spells going on here. The Ultralisks are not cutting it. They're getting radiated. They're getting tanked. The Scourge, where are the Scourge going? They're missing out on their chance to kill off the vessels while the Marines are engaging the Ultralist. Ultralist running in here. He's going to split the Scourge, and Light does not target the Scourge. He's still just targeting the Ultralisks, but somehow most of the vessels get away. That was kind of strange. I thought there were more Scourge there, or maybe there were more vessels there than I expected, than I thought in that clump. Anyway, Jaedong has got to be at max upgrades by this point. They're both probably at max upgrades at this point. I always forget to check the upgrades. I know. It's a failing of mine. I'm trying to work on it. Anyway, are we going to see some more battle cruisers? It looks like we got more BCs on the way. Well, the starports are blinking. It could be some replacement vessels, I suppose. But look at this. Light has secured the top left. He's definitely got that top left in hand. Jaedong is fighting things off, but he doesn't have enough map control to really... and I didn't even realize it, but he killed that bottom right expansion. So now Jaedong is basically only mining off like 2 bases, whereas Light is mining off, well, 2 bases, I guess, actually. But I think that's worse for Jaedong, because Jaedong probably has less saturation. Zergs generally have less saturation there. Wow, nice. Those 2 Zerglings running in there, stopping those tanks from getting too far away. Those tanks are plagued. Anything, those Ultralisks could breathe on them. They could belch from several hundred feet away and destroy those tanks. But he needs to repair them or something like that. But I guess he's just going to move out with them after all, actually. Those... plagued tanks are in the front, I think. I don't know if he moved them. Yeah, look at this. Single tank dies to 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. Oh, just those tanks just dying quickly. He should have sent those back. A little bit sloppy by Light at this point, but at this point also, he's just got so much of an advantage. I think he can afford to lose a few tanks here. Jaedong's trying to rebuild. Jaedong, his natural expansion breached. GG's. And forfeits the game to Light, and I just realized that I left my mouse in the middle of the video. I apologize for that when I paused earlier. My bad. I'm sorry if that was distracting to people. I'm sorry. Anyway, but wow, Light coming back in just wonderful, wonderful fashion and winning game 2 against Jaedong here on Fighting Spirit with just some amazing, amazing play. Very, very nicely done on Light's part. Wow. So I'm going to try and do game 3, and obviously there's going to be at least a game 4. For those of you watching these as these come out, I'm probably not going to have time to do the whole series tonight, but I will finish them tomorrow, although these may not upload until tomorrow morning regardless, or tonight or tomorrow morning. Anyway, point being, the whole series will be out eventually, but who knows when. Hope you guys enjoyed this game. Thanks very much for watching. GG. I cannot wait to see what happens in Game 3, because that was some spectacular play by Light. He just basically, I mean, he outplayed Jaedong. It had a lot to do with some early advantages that he got, though. Jaedong made some mistakes, and Light was able to use those mistakes and that advantage they gained from those mistakes to get even more of an advantage and get some extra bases early on and really put a lot of pressure on Jaedong for the whole game. So, you know, Jaedong's the kind of player that should have been able to come back from that against most other Terrans. So, mad props to Light for keeping his advantage and really sticking it to Jaedong. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. GG. Let's move on to Game 3.